In late December 2025, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian made a chilling declaration. Iran is now in a state of war with the United States, Israel, and their European allies. This wasn't a new conflict, but an open admission that hostilities, economic, political, and military, are already raging. The announcement, published by Supreme Leader Khamenei, signals a dangerous new era, closing the door on de-escalation. Pezeshkian compared the crisis to the Iran-Iraq war, but warned today's struggle is even more complex, a total siege threatening Iran's survival on every front. The timing is pointed. Just as President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu prepare to meet, Iran's message is clear. Further pressure will be met with fierce resistance. Iran now frames itself as a nation fighting for existence, not just on the battlefield, but in the global economy and within its own borders. The roots of this crisis trace back to June 2025, when US and Israeli airstrikes devastated Iranian military and nuclear sites, and, according to Tehran, civilian areas. Over 1,000 Iranians, including top commanders and scientists, were killed, shattering hopes for renewed nuclear talks. Iran retaliated with missile barrages on Israel, killing 28 and breaking a long-standing taboo on direct state-on-state attacks. Both sides suffered losses, setting a new precedent for open conflict. In the aftermath, Iran vowed to rebuild and respond more forcefully to future aggression, while the US-Israeli alliance saw the strikes as necessary to curb Iran's ambitions. The fragile calm that followed was only a pause. Each side now more entrenched, and the region more volatile than ever. The cycle of escalation has become the new normal. In the wake of the airstrikes, Iran's leaders have rallied the nation with a narrative of resilience and defiance. Supreme Leader Khamenei and President Pezeshkian frame the conflict as a test of national will, transforming hardship into a story of heroic resistance. Pezeshkian warns that Iran's patience is gone. Any new attack will be met with decisive force. The leadership claims Iran's military is stronger than ever, projecting unity and deterrence to both domestic and foreign audiences. This messaging aims to boost morale at home and warn adversaries abroad. Iran will not be intimidated or submit to pressure. The government casts the struggle as existential, blaming sanctions and attacks on a coordinated campaign to subjugate Iran. All hardships are now framed as battles in a larger war for survival, demanding unity and sacrifice. Behind the rhetoric, Iran faces crushing economic and social pressures. Renewed US and European sanctions have devastated the economy. Soaring inflation, job losses, and a collapsing currency have become daily realities. Ordinary Iranians struggle to afford essentials while the government tries to balance military spending with public needs. Rising expectations among Iran's youth for opportunity and freedom clash with the state's focus on security and survival. President Pezeshkian calls for unity, but deep fractures persist as the population grows weary of sacrifice and isolation. The leadership knows survival depends on securing the home front, but convincing a tired nation to endure more hardship is a monumental challenge. The internal struggle is as fierce as the external one. The US, under President Trump, has revived maximum pressure on Iran, crippling sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and direct military action. Israel, led by Netanyahu, sees Iran as its top threat and pushes for even tougher measures, including preemptive strikes. The June air war was a joint effort to degrade Iran's capabilities and send a message of resolve. Europe, once a voice for diplomacy, has now joined the US in reimposing UN sanctions, dismantling the last remnants of the 2015 nuclear deal. The West now presents a united front, economically, diplomatically, and militarily, leaving Iran more isolated than ever. Tehran sees only a single hostile bloc determined to bring it to its knees. The era of good cop, bad cop is over. Confrontation is now total. Beneath the rhetoric and military maneuvers, ordinary people across the region bear the brunt of this escalating conflict. In Iran, daily life is defined by economic hardship and the constant fear of war. In Israel, missile strikes have shattered any sense of security. Across the Middle East, societies already scarred by decades of conflict dread being caught in the crossfire of another great power showdown. For most, the hope is not for victory, but for de-escalation and a return to diplomacy. The silent majority yearns for peace, stability, and leaders who prioritize their well-being over endless confrontation. While governments speak of war, millions quietly pray for dialogue and a future free from the shadow of conflict. The true plea from the region is simple: a chance to build a better life, far from the drums of war.